Moving right along in the MCU, I was excited to jump back into this one. I've only seen both seasons of this series once, like most of the MCU Netflix installments, but I remember really enjoying both of them. I was interested to see if they still held up, so let's start with Season 1. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and tell a friend if you haven't. And if you're new here, check out the rest of the channel, and let me know what you think. Let's dive into The Punisher, Season 1. I love this character, and I love Bernthal in this role. Another perfect casting by Marvel. And I love the main narrative. In fact, I love most of the supporting cast. I love Russo, and I almost loved this season completely. There's just a few things wrong that keep it from being elite. So what does it get right? Well, Bernthal for one. Hot off his debut as this character in a supporting fashion in Daredevil Season 2, he picks up right where he left off. The Frank Castle we knew is legally deceased, but he's still out there trying to find peace and establish some sense of normalcy until he's pulled back into the fold by the mysterious Micro, played by Eben Moss Bachrach. I love the addition of Bachrach. His story thread involving the discovery of the video incriminating Castle and his squad, going on the run from the NSA, and disappearing is really compelling and an organic way to bring Castle out of hiding and back into the thick of it. Once him and Castle finally team up, their relationship is probably the biggest highlight of this season. They have this great yin and yang dynamic. Castle, the overly serious, stoic, physically tactical, lethal assassin. Then Micro, the intelligent, sarcastic, comical, technical wizard. They become a force to be reckoned with as they go after the heads of Castle's own unit and eventually Castle's best friend and brother-in-arms, Billy Russo. They vow to take revenge on the men who slaughtered Castle's family, as well as the same men who made an attempt on Micro's life, and bring them to justice. It's fantastic. This is the main focus of this season, and it should have been the only focus of this season. As far as villains go this season, we really get two. Paul Schultz as CIA officer William Rawlins, who was behind Castle's top secret unit, and Castle's closest friend and private security contractor, Billy Russo. Rawlins is really the main villain, I suppose, as he is the main party responsible for all of Castle's pain and torment. And he's sort of compelling, but he's kind of just your run-of-the-mill, cookie-cutter, sort of diabolical intelligence head who will cross any line to do what he thinks to be the right thing to do for his country. Russo is definitely the more enjoyable piece of this duo. He teams back up with Rawlins, as he doesn't want all of his dirty laundry exposed to the world either, and he assists him in hunting down Castle. Russo's character is a joy to watch. He's maniacal, skeevy, and just a giant douchebag, to be honest. He's Castle's longtime best friend, and these two were pretty much family. The whole season you kind of see the twist coming. It's not executed the best, but Ben Barnes plays this character so carefully that you're always questioning whether or not we can trust him. And then when the twist hits you, you're like, I'm not surprised, but I still really dig it. It's made even more intriguing when Russo finally reveals to Frank that he had nothing to do with the tragedy that struck his family, but he did know about the plan and did nothing to stop it. The downfall of their relationship is heartbreaking. I enjoy a lot of the rest of this cast as well. Jason Moore is great as Curtis Doyle, Frank and Russo's close friend who served with them. Deborah Ann Woll returns as Karen Page. She's always great, even though I think her role in this season should have been cut down a bit, more of maybe a guest appearance like it is in the second. And Amber Rose Riva is a great addition as Dina Madani. an NSA agent trying to uncover the truth about Roland's team and Castle. All of those characters are great. I do, however, think that there are some actors in this show that just can't match the talent level of the rest of the cast. Specifically, Michael Nathanson as Madani's partner, Sam Stein. He's not terrible. He is a talented actor, but every line he speaks in this show is like he's dropping a That 70s Show Eric Foreman style one-liner, and it just doesn't match the tone of the rest of the series. And I don't know, it never really just stuck with me. It always irked me the wrong way. But that's a small gripe. The action in this show is incredible. It's so visceral and gritty, and Bernthal just nails every single bit of it. And so does Ben Barnes. You believe that both of these men are the characters that they portray. Just these two ridiculously violent and formidable assassins. And man, that final showdown at the carousel is so tense. These men finally meet face to face in the finale. You think Castle is going to get his ultimate revenge by just slicing Russo's throat, but then he lets him live, only to permanently mangle his most prized possession, his handsome face. Now, where this show loses me is in its main subplot. We follow Lewis, a lost veteran who feels betrayed and forgotten by his country, a member of Curtis's Veterans Therapy Group. He sets out to terrorize the city, even so far as going after Karen after she attacks him for being a coward in the paper. This subplot doesn't really serve the main narrative well, and it's just kind of a distraction from the overall story. I understand what they were attempting to do, shedding light on various issues that veterans encounter, and it's admirable and I respect it, but it just doesn't fit with the rest of this story. They try to thread it into the main focus by bringing all sides together in the hotel attack, but it's just kind of a little weird and clunky. They could have tied all of these players together in a better way than the way that they did. It is by far the weakest subplot of the show, and if you took it out, this season wouldn't change very much at all. It would essentially be the same season. Man, going back, I really enjoy season 1 of this show. And this series in general seems to only have garnered just average reviews, which is shocking. I think season 1 is better than that. It's admittedly a little disjointed at times, but overall I think it has a lot to offer. And yes, again, 13 episodes is too much. All of these Netflix MCU series suffer from that same problem. If you were to cut out Lewis's subplot and shave 2 episodes down, this could have been Daredevil Season 1 levels, I think. But everything else is great. Russo is arguably one of the best villains in this universe, and he's been sort of forgotten. Castle is just a joy to watch, just blow through his enemies, just an unstoppable force. And I cannot wait to see him return along with Daredevil in Born Again. And I hope we get to see more of both of these characters, and hopefully they get inserted into these Avengers-style team-ups. These two characters deserve way more screen time.